Welcome to Meal Prep with Marzia. I'm Marzia Prince, co-founder of Plant Chicks, where we help you get off the fad diet and on a sustainable lifestyle. So I like to put the fun into fundamentals, because if we're not having fun, why are we doing it? So if you're ready to rock out with your brockout, you've come to the right place, you're at the right show. We're gonna have fun today on today's cooking show. Today's meal prep is actually from the New York Times bestseller, Fiber Fueled. And if you have not read this book, you have got to go get it. It has everything about gut health, GI issues, everything and anything. So Dr. B is an award-winning GI doctor, and he has literally helped thousands of people restore their gut health. And I love this book so much because it's fun to read and it has Plant Chicks lingo. So if you're new to Plant Chicks, like I said, we like to rock out with a brockout. We like to have lots of fun. And Dr. B, he's the poop whisperer, believe it or not. I know we're talking about poop on a meal prep show, but hey, it is important because what you eat comes out the backside, right? So Dr. B will put it in a fun, informative way, and it's an easy read. A lot of times when you read books from doctors, let's get real, it can be a snooze fest, right? We're like, boring. He actually makes it super fun. And don't worry, if you don't like to read, there's the audiobook, and the audiobook actually has a PDF to all the recipes. So either way, you'll win, you get to learn about gut health. So I love Dr. B and his book. So I'm actually gonna cook 4 meals from his book, 1 day's worth of meals. And let me tell you, before we begin this, how important fiber is. Did you know that 97% of the US is fiber deficient? Now let me repeat that. 97% of the US is fiber deficient. That's like, whoa, that's a lot. So that's only saying 3% is actually getting enough fiber. So how much fiber do you need in a day? Women need about 25 grams of fiber minimum, and men need about 38 grams of fiber. This is the minimum. But you know what? The average American only gets 15 grams of fiber. Like, you guys, this is super, super sad. We need to up our fiber intake. We know that protein is being glamorized everywhere. You guys have to change your mindset. You guys need to get fiber fueled, okay? Fiber is sexy. Fiber is fire. The American Gut Project is one of the largest gut studies in the entire world. And literally, they said you need over 30 unique plants per week to optimize your gut microbiome. 30 unique plants. I know that sounds like a lot, but I'm about to show you in a day how many plants you can get. And it will be super, super easy. I always invite you, as my friend Tiffany Wilkerson said, invite you to invite plants on your plate weekly. Every time you're going to go eat, because I know you're going to get hungry, try to incorporate some more plants on your plate. It is really that super easy. All right, so below me is the carousel, and you can purchase the book there, you can save it, you can do anything. I have every ingredient from the recipe, all the ingredients, everything that I'm using is in the carousel below, because every time I do a cooking show on Facebook, on Meal Prep with Marzia, in our private Facebook group, everybody's like, where did you get that? Where did you get that? So conveniently, Amazon has it right below, so you could purchase everything right then and there. So you don't have to ask where is it, because it's right below me, all right? All right, so let's begin with the very first meal of the day. All right, we are going to start with the super seedy porridge. So I printed all the recipes for you. If you want any of the recipes, please download the book. All of them are in here. I think there's over 100 recipes that are very healthy. They're great for your gut. They reduce inflammation and incorporates more fiber, which we need as Americans. Obviously, 97% of us aren't getting enough fiber. So that way you get enough fiber. So I'm going to show you what this is about, and it's super simple and super easy. Okay, here we go. We're going to start off with the super seedy porridge. Now, I like right here, Red Bond Mills, the organic oats. Now you could do steel cut oats in the Instapot, whatever your choice is. You can do rolled oats or quick oats. They're all great. So whatever oats you can to get more fiber. So oatmeal has insoluble and soluble fiber. Okay, it has both types of fiber. Now what we're gonna do is, because I'm cooking everything right in front of you. So this is an hour show. I'm gonna show you how you can make 4 meals within an hour. And it could be for 1 serving, 2, we'll get to that in a moment. But basically we're going to do 4 different meals that are gut healing and taste delicious and nutritious. And you're gonna be like, oh my gosh, if she did that in an hour, I could totally do that. This is how simple meal prep is. I think people put too much complicated work into it, or thought into it maybe, and they don't do it. They're like, oh my gosh, this is so hard. But it really isn't that hard. So we're gonna start with the super seedy porridge. And you know what I like about Dr. B's books? Sometimes these cookbooks, when you get them, they have 4, 5, 6, 8 servings. What if it's just you, or you and your husband, or maybe you and your 2 kids, right? Oh, there's just my little thing beeping. Saying we're ready. So this right here, the super seedy porridge, this is recipe for 1. So if there's 2 people, double it. 3 people, obviously triple it, and then quadruple it. So really look at the serving sizes, but I do like how he is portioned to 1 serving, because a lot of the times it is my husband and I, so I just want to make 2 servings. Now if I want to make extra for, I would say, meal prep for leftovers, then that's a different story. But today I'm just going to make the 1 serving for you, and I'll let you know with each recipe. So 1 cup right here of water, and we're going to take a half a cup of the oatmeal right here, put it in, we're going to stir it, and everything from this is all-clad, this pan right here, when I'm putting my oatmeal in, and you guys, all-clad has lasted me over 15 years. Believe it or not, we bought this 15 years ago, and it's still here. We always get, what kind of organic, eco-friendly, non-toxic pans do you use? I get asked that all the time, because I'm obviously doing meal prep and I cook a lot. Well, here you go, all-clad. And also too, OXO has these silicone, what do you call it? Like all these utensils. We have a whole thing right back there from OXO. So I like in between bamboo, the wood, and then the silicone, they last forever. And again, you're not gonna believe this is kind of crazy. These are 15 years old. When I bought those pots and pans, I bought this too. So yeah, so if you were like, oh my gosh, it's so expensive. If you divide how much that cost for 15 years, totally worth it. And I'm gonna see, like, I foresee the future. That's gonna last me another 15 years, you know? Okay, so basically while that's cooking, let me explain a little bit about fiber, because that's gonna take just a couple of minutes here. So we're gonna explain, because you gotta learn. Like, we have to put the fun into fundamentals, and you guys are here not only to learn what to eat, but why you're going to eat it, okay? So basically a high fiber diet prevents you from chronic illnesses and diseases. The US is skyrocketing on diabetes, type 2 diabetes, which is reversible, by the way, through nutrition and lifestyle. And you're talking high blood pressure, we're talking high cholesterol. There's just, I mean, in my head, there's just so many little chronic illnesses and diseases that we can prevent by eating more fiber. And it's so sad to see that people are starting to turn to refined foods, and just like even a refined oatmeal. You gotta get the right oatmeal, because oatmeal can be doctored up with all kinds of bad sugar, and then you've kind of negated it, right? So I'm gonna show you healthier ways you can incorporate fruit and sugar. Well, a good type of fruit, a good type of fiber, sugar fiber that you can put into your meals that is actually lower glycemic, it's healthier for you. That way you don't have to scramble around. Now, if you want to eat something that's crap, let's say calorie rich and processed, that's the acronym for crap, that's fine. I mean, and here, Plant Chicks, Jackie and I, my business partner Jackie, she's not here. She would usually be here today, but you know, we're in the middle of a global pandemic. I almost said plandemic, but hey, it could be too. But a global pandemic, so she's not here today in the kitchen with me. You just have me today. So usually we're doing these together to show you, but during this whole, I would say, meal prep, we are here to teach you truth bombs, mic drops on knowledge of what is happening. It is just kind of sad that today everybody is picking a lot of crap, calorie rich and processed foods. And they will pick up something that's vegan or plant-based that's, again, crap, and say, is this healthy? Because it says healthy on the package. So you really got to be careful with marketing. Something like this, it comes in a package, don't get me wrong, but it's actually oatmeal and it's actually healthy for you. It's organic, this is gluten-free. It's delicious and it's healthy. I'm talking about stuff like the oatmeal that has a ton of sugar in it, right? And then you kind of negate it. It's like, oh, you put all that stuff in there. If you give your taste buds 7 to 10 times to try something new, you'll start to like it. There was at one point in my life I was eating sugary cereals. Now I have oatmeal. I've never thought in a million years I'd be eating oatmeal, but I absolutely love it. And you can doctor it up or it tastes super delicious. Okay, so I can hear it right now. All right, got super seedy oatmeal. So we're stirring this up. Oh yeah, love me some oatmeal. Let me put this on there just a little bit longer. We're getting close. So back to my truth bombs. So you just want to make sure you incorporate more fiber. Another fun thing about Dr. B's book right here is he likes to gamify your meals. So for instance, remember I was telling you about the American Gut Project said you need over 30 unique plants per week to optimize your gut microbiome. 30, seems like a lot, but you can actually get 25 to 30 in a day. I'm about to show you right here. And each meal, he says, count your plant points, okay? This super seedy seed porridge has actually 6 plant points, okay? That's 6 unique plants to garden your gut with. Super easy. Okay, so let me move some of this out of the way so you can totally see how we're going to do this. Because you want to eat some breakfast, you're hungry, right? All right, so here is a little spoon. As I'm talking to you, I just literally made this oatmeal right in front of you, okay? And we're going to put it in a bowl, and this actually serves one. So remember, like I said, you can double it, triple it. Okay, boom, oatmeal in there. Okay, so he wants you, in this particular oatmeal, here's another thing. If something doesn't work with you, I know that some of you are by the book, you can always change it, right? So break the rules a little bit, change it a little bit. That's what life is about, right? You gotta bend the rules. So it says we are going to put 2 tablespoons of pepitas. So pepitas are, I was gonna say sunflower seeds, pumpkin seeds. So 2 tablespoons, you're gonna sprinkle 2 tablespoons, just like that. Very easy. We're going to put, it says a tablespoon of peanut butter. You guys, I personally am not a fan of peanut butter. As I've gotten older, not that I have an allergy, but I have a sensitivity. So guess what? Pivot. In life, you want to pivot. So right here we have Nutso. Nutso has cashews, almonds, Brazil nuts, flaxseed, chia seeds, hazelnuts, pumpkin seeds, and sea salt. There's no palm oil in here. If you see something in palm oil, I would say run away because it contributes to deforestation. So you don't want to do with that. And a lot of it has junk, hydrogenated oils, trans fats. You really got to be careful. This really truly has the nuts and seeds with a little bit of sea salt, and that's it. So this Nutso is kind of one of the cleaner ones. There's another peanut butter that I like too, not for me, but my husband, he likes, and it only has peanuts, that's it. If you see palm oil, like I said, run away from it. You don't want to support that. So I know the kids like it, but there is great alternatives to, I would say, Skippy and all that. Not that I'm not saying that that's bad, but the palm oil is actually, it's horrific because they're ruining the Amazon, okay? So you want to make sure you, Nutso, something like this is one of my favorite approved brands. And then I'm going to put that in there. And you guys, it tastes so delicious with the nuts and the seeds and stuff like that. So you guys will have to try that. Okay, so from the recipe, it says ginger, cinnamon, and nutmeg. So here I have 3 of the spices right here. So a little bit of cinnamon. It says put like 1/4 tablespoon. You guys, here we like pinch, shake, you know, eyeball. We basically eyeball everything. So I'm just gonna sprinkle just a little bit of it. Sprinkle a little bit of that. So we have 3 spices and we're gonna sprinkle it. Oh, I should have taken this off first. Okay, hold on here. Some of these things are new, so. All right, perfect, a little sprinkle. And then, oh Lord, here we go. Trying to get this off. Hold on, I think I have another one in my cabinet here. Where is, my vanilla. So this, I'm at the end of the vanilla, so I actually bought another one, but those are kind of hard to take off. A little bit of vanilla, right there. And then we take 2 tablespoons of chia seeds. I will say this, the Nutso actually has a lot of chia seeds through it, So instead of 2 tablespoons of this, I'm actually just gonna do 1 tablespoon of chia seeds because I already have some in the nutso. And then let's see, we got some berries. So hold on just a minute here. Let me grab some berries for you. I will take some blueberries. My favorite berries are Wyman's blueberries because they are 2 times the antioxidants of regular berries. So if you didn't know that, these are Driscoll's Organic, which are just as good, but the wild berries have 2 times the organic, the antioxidants than the regular berries. So when you're over 40 and 50 like Jackie and I, you try to get as much antioxidants as you can to preserve the body. So right here, you know, a little handful of blueberries. I just washed it. I'm gonna put it on there. Awesome, and you really can put any type of fruit or vegetable, well, you can if you want to. Avocado is considered, well, it's a fruit. I was gonna say vegetable. But here you go. So I don't know if you guys could see it very well, but basically here you have 6 plant points. And I made this right in front of you, and I'll be eating this after the show. So this is super delicious. But basically, this is breakfast, and you have a ton of fiber. So a lot of people are scared of fruit. You guys, or even especially ladies here, don't be scared of fruit. Fruit is attached to fiber, all right? Now, if it was a cookie, that's a different thing. There's no fiber in the cookie. Depends on the cookie, but if it's a refined sugar cookie, that has no fiber at all. If you're eating for fun, that's great. But right here, this has a ton of fiber. So you have fruit, you have antioxidants, your oatmeal has insoluble and soluble fiber. You have the healthy fat from the chia seeds, pepitas, and your nutso. So right here, it's all packed. And guess what? You have 6 plant points. And if you put this in your, I would say, MyFitnessPal or Chronometer, it literally is almost 12 grams to 14 grams of fiber, depending on the ratio and servings and what fruit you use. That's 12 grams of fiber. Remember I said the average American gets 15 grams of fiber in a day, 15. You're getting it almost in a meal, okay? That is like a winner right there. Okay, and this is gonna last you for a couple hours. You're gonna be like, I'm full, I don't need to eat. It's very, this is sustainable. It's something that you can have great energy all day and you feel good. It's not gonna be like a sugary cereal where it's gonna like wear off in a couple hours and you're hungry, or it doesn't have enough fiber. So remember, we always wanna circle back to fiber. And again, all the ingredients from the recipe and the book is available on the carousel below. So pick you up a copy of this book. Like I said, you just see me make this right in front of you. Super easy. Okay, next recipe for you guys. We are going to do a Nourishing Buddha bowl. Now, let me tell you this. First up, breakfast can be eaten for breakfast, lunch, or dinner. You can eat breakfast, I don't know about you, but I know I can eat breakfast any time of day. Show me some love if you eat breakfast for lunch and dinner. So a Buddha bowl is the same thing. It can be eaten for lunch or dinner. And I feel like a Buddha bowl is kind of like everything but the kitchen sink, what's in your fridge. You can kind of clean it out and put it on there, all right? So we have a bowl right here. I'll show you how easy to make a Buddha bowl is. I love this organic granola power greens. So it has 5 power greens. It has red and green Swiss chard, tatsoi, I don't think I've ever heard of that, arugula, and spinach. Okay, so here we go. And it says you're gonna have 2 to 3 handfuls of greens, okay? My husband's gonna eat this after. So the second recipe, this one serves 1, okay? Super easy. Again, depending on how many people, you can have 2, 3, 4, you're gonna have to double and triple and all that. But boom, 1, here you go. Okay, so half a cup of chickpeas. Now you can make chickpeas, as you can see in the Instapot, but I actually have quinoa that I just finished cooking in there. So I only have 1 Instapot, so I had to use that, and I'm gonna use chickpeas from the can. Now, it's all about, sometimes when you're trying to meal prep, it's about convenience, and it's about things that are super easy. If you don't have time to cook chickpeas in Instapot, guess what? You can just open up a can of organic, non-BPA chickpeas. It's the next best thing. So what I'm gonna do is I'm actually going to rinse it off really quick. So I put it into a strainer, and then I'm gonna rinse them off. And you guys, you can have chickpeas, you know, hot or cold. I literally can eat chickpeas every which way. So, and it says a half a cup of chickpeas. I'm using my hand. I'm gonna just grab 2 little handfuls or medium handfuls of chickpeas. I'm plating it in there right now. Then I'm going to get, it says it's a half a cup of grains. So it is in my Instant Pot. I'm opening up. I'm just gonna grab a scooper and this little ladle, and I'm just gonna scoop out a half a cup of quinoa on this. So it's about plating it. So a scoop of quinoa. So we have our greens, our chickpeas, our quinoa. Favorite part. So I roasted some veggies. It takes about 15 minutes to roast veggies on 375 for the bowl. So I roasted them and I let them cool off. Okay, I wasn't sure if this was hot. So I'm going to put the veggies, let me grab one of these, and I put a mix of carrots, we got broccoli, okay, it's not hot, that was gonna be hot, but it's not. Carrots, broccoli, cauliflower on top of it. You wanna make sure it's cooled off, that it's not too hot. So I plated it just like that. It's super easy. I mean, look, I just like boom, 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 right? Putting it all together. Okay, and then the other part, since you have all your stuff on here, this is all the veggies. You're actually we're gonna make tahini, this little lemon tahini dressing. So I have a little magic bullet right here. And then we are going to take some tahini. This is my favorite because you can actually squeeze it. And it's very thin. So this is called Mighty Sesame Company. It's on the carousel below. Because some of the tahinis are so thick, you have to like put it in, it's like peanut butter. But this one is actually, let me just show you. There you go. It's that easy, it's my favorite one. Okay, so we're making the dressing for the Buddha bowl. And you can actually put, instead of quinoa, you can put brown rice. Remember I said pivot. If you don't like quinoa, you can use brown rice. Any type of grain. You can use barley, buckwheat, amaranth. Chickpeas. If you don't like chickpeas, you can add any kind of bean. White bean, black beans, mung beans, lentils. You pick the bean. And then we have vegetables. I pick broccoli, cauliflower, and carrots. You can pick whatever. So remember, this is about plant diversity. It's about changing things. Maybe if your taste buds don't like it, then you pick what you like. Okay, so remember I said we eyeball stuff? This is a 1/4 cup of tahini. I'm thinking that's about a 1/4 of a cup. So we eyeball, we shake, we do all kinds of stuff in here. Okay, so 2 tablespoons of lemon juice. I am going to take a lemon and put it in front of you. So we're just gonna take a lemon, and I'm just gonna squeeze a little bit in there. All right. There you go. Oh my gosh, this one's a little hard. So you need a little bit of arm power here, and that way we makes it a little liquidier. That's gonna be good. Okay, so here it is, the salt. I thought usually I have it over there. So here's my sea salt, a little shake of the sea salt. There we go. And then remember, on this dressing, you can add anything that you want, okay? I'm gonna add a little bit of garlic, but you can totally add basil, any type of parsley, whatever you feel like you think you need to add to this. So I'm just gonna add 1 garlic clove. Just kidding. We're gonna do 2, because who eats 1 garlic clove, okay? I don't know about you, but every time I see 1 garlic clove, I'm like, seriously? Oh no. If you're sensitive to garlic, I get it. I'm just joking. But if you are not, if you're like me, I am a garlic lover. So we're going to take this, we're going to mince it, put it in there. All right. Oh my gosh, I just love the smell of garlic. What I don't love is that my fingers smell like garlic afterwards. It is what it is. So we're going to take 2 garlic and we're going to put it in here, and we are going to mince it just like that. Perfect. And that's it. This is the dressing right in front of you. And this is the dressing that we're going to pour on that. So So here we go. Give you a little kitchen dance party over here. Okay, so it's actually getting thick. So what I'm going to do personally is grab some water and put some water in it to thin it out. Because we want, depending on how much, I would say, stuff you want on there, the dressing, how thick you want it or how thin you want it, you be the judge of that. Yeah, you'll be the judge of how thick or how thin you want it. Remember, this is one serving, and if you have leftovers, I would say, then guess what? You can have leftovers for the next day. Or I don't know about you, but I don't like a lot of dressing on my salads or my bowls. I just like a little bit for the taste of it. So here we go. It's just thick enough. Ooh, you can see it? That I'm going to just kind of drizzle it on my bowl. I could have actually made this a little thinner, but hey, it is what it is. I know my hubby will like it. So, and there you go. Like, how easy was that? Beautiful bootable, like super easy, right? So this is lunch for my husband. So I'll just put this aside. We're gonna have all these meals right in front of him for taunting us to eat. No, my favorite part about meal prep is that I have it all week. I don't have to worry. I usually meal prep for 3 or 4 days because if I meal prep for 5 or 7, it kind of gets bad. I'm like, ooh, I don't want to touch it. So I really, reality, like, let's get real. I only meal prep for 3 days. So if I have, I see what my 3 days are ahead of me, if I'm busy with work, and then I meal prep. I suggest you do the same. It does save you time, and it really does save you money. And it just saves you from like, what am I going to eat? You already know what to eat, right? You just go eat it. Because if you're busy like me, you need some help here. Okay, so the next one, I'm gonna go rinse this off really quick. We are going to, this could be done as a dessert, or it could be for a snack or for breakfast. Like, these meals are totally interchangeable. We're gonna make coconut oat balls, okay? So that's super easy. All right, so we are going to need a bowl to put this in. Let me grab a bowl in case I'm not sure how to chop something up here. Okay, so we have 1 cup of quick oats. Now, you could use regular oats, rolled oats. I have made this recipe before. I personally am not a fan of the rolled oats because it's just very thick. I feel like I like my oat balls with thinner, like this is the quick oats. They're just a thinner, and it makes the balls different. So they're I don't know, I can't explain. They're a little chewier, and if you put them in the freezer and you freeze them, they're the best. You just kind of like eat them, so delicious. But something with to me, the texture of the oatmeal being rolled, it's almost a little too thick, right? It's almost a little too, but you're still getting the fiber from the oatmeal. So this is a fiber-fueled snack that's super delicious. So we're going to put 1 cup of quick oats. Okay, super easy. A 1/3 cup of coconut flakes. Here we go, coconut flakes. So 1/3 coconut flakes. And you can, same thing, I have the shredded coconut, but you can get the coconut pieces, okay? So that will work as well. You just, like I said, you decide. And if you don't like coconut, don't put coconut in there. All right, so 1/3 cup of coconut. A 1/3 cup of peanut butter, it says in the recipe, but I personally, like you guys just heard me, I'm not a fan of peanut butter. So I'm going to put nutso. Where it is. I was going to tell you there's a different type of nutso too. There's 2 different nutsos. So, they're both a little bit different, slightly different. This actually has little coconuts in it. I think I'm going to use this one. So we're going to put some nutso in there. And then, oh yeah, I forgot how, thick this was. Oh man, I forgot. This is really thick. Maybe we won't use this one right now. This one's easier over here. I'm like, oh, okay. And the thing about nutso is it is super thick, so you're just going to have to do some little arm power trying to grab it out. So that's about 1/3 cup. And then we are going to, it says optional 2 tablespoons of maple syrup, okay? If you can't do maple syrup, you can omit that. But if you would like a little sweeter, I'm gonna give you a suggestion. This is date syrup. I personally like date syrup. So dates are one of my favorite, I would say, kind of reminds me of like a raisin, like a giant raisin, but it's attached to fiber. Do you know 2 dates have 4 grams of fiber? And it's actually lower glycemic. Even date sugar is lower glycemic for diabetics. So we know some diabetics use it too. I'm actually gonna put 2 tablespoons in here, but you know me, I like to eyeball stuff. So there we go. That's about 2 tablespoons. And it's super thick, okay? So there's that. We have 2 tablespoons of chia seeds. So let me grab chia seeds. What did I do? Oh, here we go. Chia seeds. So 1, 2 of the chia seeds. And remember, you have healthy fats in here, and it's full of fiber. Almost every ingredient I put in here has fiber, which is amazing. Okay, a little bit of vanilla extract. There's no fiber in here, but this is just for seasoning. Seasons don't count on the fiber situation. We got a little bit of cinnamon, okay, a little sprinkle of cinnamon. And then last but not least on this, it says dark chocolate. I am not a fan of dark chocolate. I know dark chocolate's healthier for you. I have 2 options for the chocolate situation. Now, you can use cacao nibs, okay? And if you are a fan of the plant chicks, you guys know I do not like cacao nibs. So this is a healthier option, or dark chocolate. But if you want to have it fun, because in the Plant Chicks tribe, it's 90% plant-based whole foods and 10% soul foods. So you guys, I like a chocolate chip, and this is my soul food. Okay, and these chocolate chips, these are actually vegan chocolate chips by Enjoy Life. These are some of my favorite ones. And these are the chocolate chips I like. So if I'm eating chocolate, it's gonna be this type of chocolate. It's not gonna be cacao nibs or dark chocolate, just saying. So you do what your soul tells you. My soul is telling me to add real chocolate chips. These are actually vegan, but they taste like milk chocolate chips. So just FYI. So oops, my little thing in it. Okay, so that's it, guys. And what you're going to do is we're going to mix this up, and then we are going to roll them and put it in a bowl. I like to freeze mine. Here we go. We will use this. So basically, you can take your hand, and if it's not runny enough, you can actually add more nutso. So if you need some more, I would say to make it runnier, because sometimes it's a little grainy. I don't know if you guys could see it. That means I need to add, if it's too flaky, I need to add more nutso. If there's, I would say, if it's too watery, I would say, you're gonna have to add more oatmeal. So depending on what you use for your little coconut balls. Oh my God, these are gonna be so good. I've actually made these quite a few times. They are so good. And believe it or not, I actually use nutso, and I use a little bit of water too. So let me grab some more water. Just like that. And we are going to just basically knead until it's all thick. Now it's getting to the right consistency. A little bit more water. There we go. All right, getting there. So you just want to make sure it's super, super thick. And it looks like this. Can you see the dough? Looks like a cookie dough. Just like cookie dough. And you can just literally eat it. It's my favorite part of the kitchen. I eat as I go. All right. So here we go. We are rolling it up, and I have made a coconut ball, as you can see. We're just going to put it into a glass container because I like to freeze my coconut balls. And actually this recipe, it counts for, it makes like 14 balls. Well, depending on how big you make the balls. Some are 12. I mean, you can make it and you have 12 balls or 14. So let's just say about, 12 to 14 balls. But basically it could serve 3 people. If you make them tiny, maybe 4, depends on it. So, but man, these are so good. And you can eat it just like this, but I'm telling you, if you freeze it and put it in the freezer, it tastes even better. And believe it or not too, it almost tastes like a little cookie. And you can put it in the fridge or freezers, because someone's like, I don't like it frozen, put it in the fridge because you want it to congeal better. And these are like on-the-go snacks. You can take these, put them in a little stasher silicone reusable baggie, and you can take these, put them in there, and pair it up with a fruit to get extra fiber. So I can eat 4 of these coconut balls and have it with an apple, and that is a complete healthy snack. And these taste so decadent. They're almost like you're having a treat, right? And you could do the same thing. Here's another little fun fact that I've done with these little coconut balls. So another fun fact, you can take the oven, heat it to 350, and then you can make cookies. You could smash them into a cookie, put them on some like parchment paper, and cook them in there on a cookie sheet for, I think about 12 to 15, you got ovens vary, so you might have to check it. But basically you're going to cook them like a cookie, and they taste super delicious. They're like a coconut chocolate chip cookie. So you guys, I'm literally getting hungry just talking to you. So you just make these into the desired amount of balls, and then like I said, your choice, you can pound, like smash them down, pound them down, make a cookie, or you could put them in the freezer like little frozen coconut balls and pair them later, get them for a snack. And these are great. The kids love them. Everybody loves them. Every time I make these, at first people are like, I don't know about those things. But when you taste it, then you're like, oh, now I know why. These are really, really good. So I'm making it, it's 3, 6, 9, 12. Here we go. And 13. We've made 13 coconut balls. Okay. So let me wash my hands really quick. But you guys, it's, like I said, super easy. And you can take a day to meal prep, put on a good podcast, listen to some music, you know, do something where it's like gonna fuel you up so you can have a day in the kitchen. And you know, so that's it, it's gone out of there. And it is ready to go, right? So I love these glass containers. It lasts forever. Again, I will tell you this, we've had these for 15 years. Some of these kitchen items last forever, all right? Okay, so that's 1, 2, 3, and then last but not least, let me clean up right here. Also too, the cleanup part's not my favorite, but guess what? My husband sometimes will take over and clean because he knows how hard I work in the kitchen. He'll prep, he's like, honey, I got it. I'm like, yes. So, I think I got nuts on my face. All right, here we go. The last but not least, oh, let me tell you, those coconut balls real quick are 4 plant points. So we're just gonna do some adding here. We have 6 plant points for the Nourishing Buddha bowl, 6 plant points for the CD porridge, it's 12, and the coconut balls are 4, 13, 14, okay, 15, 16. That's 16 plant points in a day. That's 16 unique plants. That's in a day so far. That's not even, remember that I was telling you, the American Gut Project says you need over 30 unique to garden your gut and have optimal gut microbiome. You're getting 16 a day. So right there, that's super easy to get that many plant points. And you're actually exceeding the amount of fiber that you need in a day. That's a win-win situation again. All right, so we're going to the next recipe. Another one of my faves. Can't wait to do this one. Lentil walnut tacos. So this right here is healthy. It's a lot of tacos, like if they make it vegan or plant-based, they do it with these, you know, these faux meats. This is not a faux meat. This is actually meat that will heal and nourish you, and it's very tasty and delicious. Now, I know a lot of people are like, I don't know about this, but when you taste it, it's so good. I actually had my neighbors come over one day and I made it for them. They were kind of like, oh my gosh, Marzia, what is this? And then they loved it. They're like, I can't tell. And I'm like, I told you, it's that good. Okay, so you can make lentils in the Instapot if you want to, or you can just get the organic non-BPA canned lentils. So I'm going to take out right here. Okay, I need a knife. Just gotta get the tin part up. You know what? We're gonna get stuck. Here we go. Okay. So I'm gonna put it in the strainer just like I did the chickpeas, and I'm gonna rinse them off. because it has kind of the aquafaba on it, and I don't want that on my lentils. I don't mind it if the aquafaba is in my chickpeas for hummus, but I don't like this when I'm doing my lentil thing. All right, so you're gonna get 1 can of lentils. Here we go. And then we're going to take a ½ cup of walnuts. So I have some chopped walnuts. Here we go. This one's almost done. ½ cup. Oh, let's heat that pan first. So right in front of you, I'm heating this up. And here's a little tip for you. Instead of having oil to fry your stuff in, because once you fry anything in oil, once you change the molecular structure of oil to 140 degrees, it turns into trans fat. So if you're cooking with olive oil, that turns into trans fat. So you're not doing yourself a favor. So you want to make sure the easiest thing to do is cook in low sodium veggie broth. This one happens to be, I have the original today, they were out of low sodium, but I usually typically like to cook any of my stuff if I saute in low sodium veggie broth. By the way, when I cooked my vegetables for the Nourishing Buddha bowl, I coated them in low sodium veggie broth with some sea salt, and then put them in the oven at 375 for about 15-20 minutes, but I didn't put any oil on them. So if you're looking to lose weight, or if it's about heart health, it's better to minimize your oils and eat your healthy fats in the form of food. So your healthy fat could be avocado, it's attached to fat instead of avocado oil. It's good to eat olives versus olive oil, right? So there's a time and place to eat it, but if you're really trying to minimize and you're trying to lose weight, or if you're trying to go heart healthy, eating your food, your healthy fats that's attached to fiber is actually the way to go. And that's what I predominantly do. Like 90% of my nutrition is plant-based whole foods, and all my fats are food connected to fiber. And when I want to do a splurge, that's when I have oils. Sometimes I like a Greek salad with olive oil. That's more of a splurge for me, the oil, not the salad, okay? The oil, let me get that right, because people were like, why are you splurging on a salad? But a Greek salad does have a ton of olive oil on it, and that can be expensive in calories. That could be 300 or 400 or 500 calories on that dressing itself. Because let's get real, if I have a giant Greek salad, I'm not putting a tablespoon of dressing. I mean, I need a little bit more than that. I don't like my giant salad soaked in dressing either, but I know if I'm looking at it, I'm literally putting on 2 to 3 tablespoons of that. So it's equivalent to almost 300 to 400 calories. That's just in dressing. That's not including all the vegetables and everything else you put on it. So you have to be mindful. A lot of people don't know that. We've had clients that come to us and literally they'll have 80 to 100 fat grams of fat on their healthy salads. You can overeat healthy. It doesn't matter what macronutrient it is. If it's protein, fat, or carb, you can still overeat it. So just FYI. All right, so back to the recipe. While that's heating up on the stove, I'm going to take right here, this is ½ cup of walnuts. So if you're not good at eyeballing stuff and don't know amounts, I do suggest that you have measuring cups and spoons and stuff like that if you don't know. I mean, I try to eyeball everything because I've cooked these so many times, but in your case, if you kind of like, I don't know what ½ cup is, please try to get something to measure it out, all right? Okay, so like I said, low sodium veggie broth. Instead of oil, I'm going to put it in this pan and just put a little bit in it. This is what I cook with. And I just put it in the fridge and it retains it for, longer. And then we're going to put that right there. So those are crushed walnuts. And then we got the lentils that I just strained. We're going to put that in there. And then we are going to stir that and make sure the lentils and the walnuts are stirred up perfect, just like that. And here's another tip if you're cooking with low sodium veggie broth, you want to make sure when you put this in there that if it dries out, add some more. Don't be afraid to add more, because I know a lot of people are like, oh my God, it's dried out. She's telling me to cook without oil. Just add some more, okay? Don't be afraid. It's a little different cooking with oil, obviously, than it is cooking with low sodium veggie broth. But once you get the hang of it, it'll be super easy. Okay, so 1 tomato chopped. And I was gonna use tomatoes, but This is what I like better in that is the pico because it has onions, tomatoes. This is what I got from Whole Foods, jalapenos, and cilantro. I'm gonna dump some of the juice out here, but you can't beat that. This is what I like in there. So just remember, don't be afraid to modify. Like I originally did the recipe right to it said, and you know we have our taste buds are different. I thought, what can I make that? I mean, what can I put in there that gives a little more kick? And that's going to be pico. So it says basically 1 tomato chopped. I think that'll probably be a half a cup of this if I think about it. So half a cup of pico. And the jalapeno and the cilantro and the onions will just give it a little bit more flavor. So again, I'm going to stir that up. Yum, yum, yum. So this is going to be dinner for me right here. You're watching me cook my dinner. I'm going to have that seed porridge after I get done with you. My husband's having the Nourishing bowl. We're definitely eating those little coconut balls for snacks. And guess what? We have dinner. So the whole day is planned out, thanks to you. Okay, so 1 can of lentils that we did. We have oregano, cumin, and chili. So we are going to take these spices. This is what is going to give you seasoning and flavor. So don't be afraid to play with spices. Again, it says a half a teaspoon, but you guys, I love, like smoked paprika is my favorite. I am going to just douse it on. But you do you, remember? Okay, this is cumin. And remember, you want to make sure that stuff with your heart. If your heart's telling you to add some more cumin, add some more paprika, you do that. All right, just like the people who do 1 clove of garlic. I'm like, you measure garlic with your heart, right? Like, who just does what? Okay, so we got some chili, cumin, smoked paprika. And if you could smell this, we need a smell button on here. One day they will invent that. But ooh, the smells so good. And you guys, it looks like taco meat. Like I'm telling you, when you put this in your tacos, delicious. Okay, so it's asking for 1/4 of a cup of water when you do this and stir. I already have, since I pre-did it, I already have the low sodium veggie broth, or this one's happens to be the regular. But if it gets dry, like I said, you're going to add some low sodium veggie broth. Just like that. Makes it easy. Stir it up. So this is a gut healthy taco recipe. So it's got fiber in it. You guys remember, we're always going to go back to fiber. Okay, so remember, protein is out. Protein's so out. Fiber is in. You need fiber. You need the right amount of fiber per day to heal your gut and get optimal plants so you can optimize your gut microbiome. We don't want to be putting a bunch of junk into our bodies, or we are not going to be able to just think efficiently. Just every day, your gut is your second brain, all right? Do you know 90% of serotonin is in your gut? So if you're feeding yourself refined foods, saturated fats, trans fats, copious amounts of alcohol, refined sugars, all this bad stuff in your gut, you're probably not going to feel that good. All of these foods that I'm making right here is gut healing. It's called like that mood food. It just makes you feel good. It's going to give you energy. It's going to do so many great things for your body. It's going to reduce inflammation, reduce your cholesterol, reduce your triglycerides, reduce your high blood pressure. So part of the Plant Chicks lifestyle, we get our clients to eat more plants. And by eating more plants, these people are able to reduce chronic illness. What people used to think is like normal, like, oh, it runs in my family. Let me tell you something. Genetics don't run in families. Well, they do, but diets run in families. So I'll just give you a little example right here. I grew up on the standard American diet, and I did that for 30 years until one day it doesn't work, right? And everybody in my family is still doing the standard American diet, and guess what? They have chronic illnesses and disease. They have high blood pressure, high cholesterol, type 2 diabetes. I mean, it's just not good. They can reduce it by changing it. Guess who doesn't have it? Me. I adopted a plant-based lifestyle 10 years ago, and I always tell everybody, it's not a diet, it's a lifestyle, okay? The plant-based diet will be the last diet that you'll ever do, because we're about sustainability, and we're about here to help you heal your gut. And Jackie and I at Plant Chicks, Jackie's my business partner, we absolutely love bringing you science. Everything that we bring to you is evidence-based medicine, and we believe in a lifestyle as a whole. So just know that, right? So remember, genetics are about 15 to 20% of what's going to happen. Lifestyle is like 75 to 80. They had this whole number out there. It was very fascinating. So you are in control of your lifestyle. Remember, genetics load the gun, lifestyle pulls the trigger. So you guys, think about that. What's your lifestyle like? How much fiber are you getting? How many plant points are you getting per week? These are questions you need to ask yourself to basically heal your gut and just feel better. All right, so this is ready up here. Thank you for my TED Talk. My kitchen TED Talk. And this is something funny. So my husband hears this stuff every day. Like if I read a book and I'm like, hey, you gotta read this. Or if I'm reading science or facts, is I want you guys to have the best knowledge, because what helped me, not saying it's gonna help you, but you can take the information and digest it, read it, see how it works for you, you can apply it to you. It's just so crazy that people are going for these fad diets, and you guys, we need to reel it in back to the basics. Reel it in, like food is medicine. It is about healing and nourishing and giving yourself energy. Yes, we like food and it tastes good, but there are so many great foods out there, plant-based meals that are very nourishing, healing, that taste delicious. So don't ever negate that. Just be like, oh, it's vegan. There's a difference between vegan and plant-based, okay? Vegan is ethical, it's a way of life. Plant-based is nutritional. Whole food plant-based is basically minimized SOS, salt, oil, and sugar. It's minimized, that's all minimized. But it's about eating whole plant foods to have energy, to feel good, to fight chronic illnesses and disease, so you can age slowly and gracefully through time, okay? And especially at age, I'm in my 40s, Jackie's in her 50s, my business partner, and you know, we care about what we put in our bodies now. I didn't care in the first 30 years of my life, but it caught up with me, right? And I did keto for 5 years. That didn't work out so good for me. At the end, it was still a diet. It wasn't a lifestyle, okay? So this is I'm able to sustain energy. It's great for anti-aging. It is good for so many things. I will be turning 46 next month, and I am so blessed that I found this lifestyle in my mid to late 30s, because here I am today, living proof on how a plant-based lifestyle is good for you. So, all right, so we have this right here. Let me go and show you that taco meat. How delicious. Do you see it steaming? Woohoo! All right, so I'm going to give you two little fun facts here. Okay, first one is, you could put this in a regular corn tortilla, right? Just a regular one, or a soft taco if you do the soft tortillas. You can do the flour ones, the organic flour ones, or Siete Brands has different type of taco stuff. So these taco shells right here, they're grain free, so if you can't do grains or you're allergic to corn or something like that, Siete Brands is a great brand. And they have all types of different, I would say, tortillas. So if you want a chickpea tortilla, an almond tortilla, a cassava flour tortilla, you can make whatever you want to. Okay, this one right here is actually the shells, but the grain-free taco shells. You cook these at 325 for basically 2 to 3 minutes. It's that fast. I'm cooking this right in front of you. And then you will put this in the taco shell. That's how easy it is. And then basically, let me grab something for you really quick. Let me grab two things for you. This is how easy, because I always tell people, it has to be healthy and it has to be easy, or I'm not going to do it. I'm not that person that likes to cook with 50 million ingredients, because that's just too much, and I don't have that time, okay? If I have the time and I want to do it for fun, that's great. But on the most part, from day to day, I need it fast, I need it healthy, and I need it just to be at a convenience. So I got this from Whole Foods, this pico and this guacamole. And I'll cook these taco shells, which I will do tonight, because I'm not going to do it right now. And then you're going to take these 3 ingredients, okay? You're going to take taco meat, put it into a shell, and then you're going to put on top the guac and the pico. You can put some lettuce on there. We've got the lettuce right here. Shred it up, and you can make tacos. I usually have, these are actually pretty small, so I'll have like 3 or 4 of the tacos, and that's enough. but you do you. You know, you can serve it with beans and rice for extra, but just know this has lentils in here. And I think to me, when I eat 3 or 4 tacos for dinner, sometimes I pair it up with a salad. I will tell you this, if you have leftover seasonings, you can put this on a salad, okay? A salad with guac and pico, put a bunch of greens instead of a taco shell. Another thing that you could do is put it in a sweet potato. Cook a regular potato or a sweet potato, get it out, and put this on top. We'll put this in the middle. Oops, I'm like, wait a minute here. Put this in the middle, and then you're gonna put your pico and your guac on top of it. So again, another easy, super simple meal. So if you have it with taco shells, Dr. B says it's 5 plant points. And then if you have it with on a sweet potato, that's 6 plant points. And so all this together right here, it's about, depending if you have the sweet potato or if you're eating the shells, it's like 22 plant points. So you are getting so much fiber. And if I added this all up in Chronometer or MyFitnessPal, whatever app you use, you guys, we're getting like 30 to 40 grams of fiber in a day. It depends on the serving. So, but when I put it in there, you're getting more than the recommended daily allowance of fiber in a day. So let me show you just real quick to recap. Let me get some of this stuff out of the way. You guys, when I cook in the kitchen, it is literally like a tornado. So we are live like that. This is Marcia's kitchen, so just FYI. There is. Okay, so here we have, let me just recap. Super seedy breakfast porridge, delicious, 6 plant points. We have the coconut oat balls. These are, what do they say, how many plant points again? Let's go in here. 4 plant points. Okay, that's 10 plant points right here. This is 6, the Nourishing Buddha bowl. So we have 16 plant points. Okay, then we have this right here. If you eat it with tacos, the walnut lentil taco meat. And if you eat it with those tacos, it's 21 plant points. But if you have it in a sweet potato, that's 22 plant points. That's a lot of plant points, and that's a lot of fiber. You're gonna be nourishing, healing. All these meals, this is like a day in a life, right? I'm having breakfast, super seedy porridge. I'm having lunch, a Buddha bowl. I'm having tacos for dinner on regular shells or a sweet potato. And then dessert, you're having coconut balls. Or you can have coconut balls in the middle of the day for like an energizing snack. Pair it up with a piece of fruit, like an apple or banana or something like that. And you have extra fiber, vitamins, minerals, and nutrients. So there you go. I just literally cooked 4 fiber-fueled meals right in front of you. So if you haven't read the book, I suggest you get it. And like I said, if you're not you're reading a book, you can get the audio down below. And then the PDF comes with the cookbook. And if you cook this, tag us. Tag Dr. B. His Instagram is @theguthealthmd. And tag the Plant Chicks on Instagram. So obviously Plant Chicks at PLANTCHICS. So no K, it's with an S, like Plant Chic, from the beach to the streets. So we are Plant Chic. We teach you how to add more plants to your plate and just give you ideas on how you could be healthier. And I want to let you know, on this book, there's over 600 studies cited, and it's an easy read. I know some of you guys are like, I just can't do science. This is actually a fun book. You'll appreciate the lingo. You'll appreciate how it's like super easy to read or listen to. I've actually read the book and I've listened to the book, so it's a lot of fun. All right, guys, you can find us at plantchicks.com. If not, you can go to Instagram at Plant Chicks, Facebook, and we do have a private group for the ladies called the Plant Chicks Tribe, where we have free coaching groups. If you have any questions about how to go plant-based, everything is done at the Plant Chicks Tribe on Facebook group. So thank you guys for joining me today in today's Amazon Live. I appreciate it, and I hope these recipes help heal your gut. Have a great day. I'll see you on the next show.